Hey, welcome to Joey's Open Mic Podcast. This is episode number 2. We've got Mr. Ollie in the house today.
I am indeed in the house.
He's made it in all the way for that long drive from Langford into Langford.
Yeah, that's right. From one part of Langford into another part. That's just next to the other part.
It didn't take him too long to get here, but we're really glad to have him on the cast. He is our second guest. No, he didn't make the first guest because I had already given that spot out, but I definitely I've got some interest in Ollie, and I'm pretty happy that he's made it out to come and chat a little bit. So we will, like we normally do, we'll probably freestyle a little bit.
I like it.
And then just go off a couple of questions on maybe what's his take and how his life is going. So Ollie, tell me a little bit about yourself. Give me a lowdown. All the bad stuff first.
Okay, well, it's all bad, so it's going to be really easy. Wow, that's always such a loaded question, hey?
It is. It is. Like, what are the things that you're going to separate from who you are that you want to share to the things that, I find that hard in comedy too, going up and just, you don't want to give away all your secrets, right?
At the same time, you want to get people interested, so you got to give them enough. It's got to be concise. You can't just go on this long rambling tale and then like 20 minutes later you're like, what was the question again? What were we talking about?
Or how much do you really want to divulge, right?
I'm a pretty open book, but it's just as a first sort of like nibble of myself, for people who may be watching, it's like, what do I want to give them first,
And what is that? Ollie, what is it? What do you want to share with people that are out there?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know what? I'll tell you this, okay?
Sure.
I identify as light. My pronouns are I am. And that's about as far as I can go, because beyond that, it's all just stories. I could tell you the story of how I'm a father and I have 3 kids. I could tell you the story of how I'm a husband. You could tell you all kinds of stories, right?
Absolutely.
An insurance broker, all these different things. But ultimately, really what I am at the very root of it is just pure awareness experiencing itself through infinite forms. And I'm happy that I'm here experiencing it with you, my brother.
Wow, look at you. I should just be calling you Mr.Light from now on. I don't even have to turn the lights on, Ollie. When you walk in, you light the room up.
Hello, Mr. Light. You're late on your credit card payment.
Yeah, yes. The bills. That's pretty interesting that your pronoun, like, bro, I'm a Gen Xer. I don't even know where the pronouns came from. Okay, I knew it was Mr. and Mrs. and that was about as far as it went in my lifetime. Obviously, it's changed quite a bit. Right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Oh, I think it's interesting. I think that it just kind of goes to show that a lot of the things that we think are like hard truths or just sort of unalterable realities, things like gender and things like species and things like race, it just shows that these things are very fluid and these things are actually just concepts that we humans have created. And some of them map out to aspects of reality, right? Like gender is a concept that maps out to an aspect of the human physiology, right? Like we can kind of see where it's coming from, but ultimately it is a concept. And so I think it's natural for us to get to a point in society where concepts start to break down, and then there's a certain level of uncertainty and discomfort in civilization, right. And that will lead to, hopefully, a new way of doing things, a new way of being. But I think this is kind of part of the confusion and part of the affliction of, concepts are malleable. We can just control, we can do whatever we want. I can be whatever I want to be. And so, in a sense, my whole thing about I am light is sort of a play on that, but it's also true. I actually mean it. I'm not just fucking around. Yeah. Like you are also light, my brother, but I know and I identify as it, right? Instead of being a he or a she. You know what my daughter told me the other day? She said, you're too wise to have a gender.
That's awesome.
I shit you not. She said that to me, and I said that's the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me, because it's
really
like cool. Neither man nor woman, just light.
Yeah,
fuck. That's a pretty good place to be, brother.
That really is. That's pretty. That's a cool perspective for her to kind of pick that up on, right? That you're not one thing, Dad. You're beyond that. When she's saying, pick me up, could you drive me? Why is it that when they want us to drive it, it's like now? You just had a long day, you sit down and it's like, could you drive me now, Dad? That's interesting that she said that.
Yeah, but you're dealing with what you're describing there. You're dealing with a much older child, right? Your daughter is an adult now.
My daughter has babies.
Right.
Right. But yeah, I have no idea, right, how that whole concept of time and how quickly that went by. And we always say that, oh, enjoy it when they're young because it's all gonna go by so fast. And I just think if you don't live that moment, and you're worried that it's all gonna go away, it's life. Nobody asks to come, nobody asks to go, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's interesting, and that is true, right? Having an older daughter now, and I'm looking back and I'm seeing her kids now, and I'm like, man, wasn't I just feeding you Fruit Loops not too long ago?
It's a trip.
Yeah, it's I'm finding it very interesting, and then being a granddad.
Dude, you do not look like you're old enough to be a grandfather, my friend. You're doing a good job.
Well, I don't know what it is. They say that it has to do with your spirit. That you have a youthful spirit within. It's almost like it's timeless.
Interesting.
Well, it's I see guys that I went to high school with, and I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Where's your hair? What happened to your gut? Like, you were like chiseled. You were the superstar. I'm like, what happened, bro? So I guess life.
It's a marathon, not a sprint, brother. Those guys got out ahead of everybody early on, and now you're like, oh, interesting. Tell me the truth. How does it feel when you see those guys? You feel a little bit like, because I do. I see these people from high school that were like hot shit, and now they're like, whatever. Again, I'm not trying to be judgmental, but I look at them and I'm like,
I remember. Do you know what I mean? When I look at them, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember. And now it's like, I don't look that bad in the mirror, right?
Yeah. How did you let it get to that, brother?
It's just time, life,
priorities, right?
Yeah.
Not everybody can or is willing to prioritize physical health.
Yeah, but when you're young, I guess there is no limit, right?
True.
We're all rock stars. We all can carry concrete every day. Nothing hurts. You're invincible.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, and now it's like I get up in the morning and I'm like, holy, okay, the outside shell looks like a restored muscle car.
But under the hood,
under the hood, those parts are 1968. You're not getting those back, right?
Yeah,
you can't get them back.
No.
But it just makes it interesting on how that concept is. So you are in Victoria, and you are running. You have the Center of Love.
We have it.
We have it.
Yes,
Yeah, we found it.
Yeah.
And we were always we searched for a few years to kind of find the right, not the right environment, but just to find, like you said, finding the light, right? And we're super appreciative of being welcomed and feeling like the community. That is super huge for us, right? So we feel really honored that we've been brought in. Thank you for that,
dude. We didn't bring you. You found us when you were supposed to find us. You guys found us exactly when you were supposed to, and we're appreciative of you guys being a part of it too.
Well, that's interesting.
It goes both ways, man. Every time we find someone and it clicks, it's like, what a gift. Because what I tell people is everybody's got a piece of the puzzle, and we're too busy like arguing like, no, my piece is the right piece. No, my piece. Yeah, it's actually, the point is we're supposed to come together and put all our pieces together.
Right.
And then it's like, now your piece is part of a bigger picture, and you see the bigger picture, so your perspective is enlarged, right? So every time somebody like you and Steph come into the community and it feels good and it clicks, it's such a blessing, such a gift, because that's what we're literally trying to do, is find the others. Put it all together.
It's to find, and that's interesting that you say a puzzle, because the puzzle means that, we are a piece that we're part of that picture, but at the same time we also are waiting for other pieces of the puzzle to come, right? Yeah. To make that picture, to fulfill that whole ideology anyway, that you're creating this beautiful image of harmony, because there's not enough of it.
No, I don't think so. Obviously, that's the reason that I initiated the creation of this community, was because of how much division and conflict and strife and fear and all that stuff, right? I mean, we're we're slaves who think we're free. So we never try to free ourselves. And that's true not only at the spiritual level, it's also true in the material realm as well, right?
Absolutely.
It's like, why would I of course I'm free. I got a job, I pay rent, it's like
you still got to conform to the masters. You still have to pay the tax. They just give you a little bit more. You can own a home, but you still need to go to the plantation every day.
Mm-hmm. They figured out the best way to keep slaves docile is to convince them they're free, man, and then there you go.
Yeah, that's right.
But on a more spiritual level, because the center of love is not political, by the way. But I am political, and I don't think there's a separation really between a person's spiritual beliefs, political beliefs, ethical beliefs. I think it's all just one. So it's hard for me to separate it out sometimes.
Right.
But at the center, we try not to talk about this stuff because different political opinions, even within our community, abound, and different perspectives abound. And the whole point is that puzzle analogy where we don't want to dismiss a piece as long as it's within the boundaries of our puzzle. Right. We've already got the kind of the
outline. You've got the outline.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So if it fits in here, we want it. But sometimes it can appear that the two pieces are contradictory or that they're in opposition. Right. So we just have to tread carefully.
That's interesting that you do that or that you look at it that way, and it makes sense. I mean,
well, we've learned it the hard way. not even the hard way, but we've learned it through experience.
There isn't I ain't stayed in no center of love.
It happened 100%.
You're like, what did we do?
A guest speaker made a comment about a politician, and he was using the politician to illustrate points about, I think he was talking about yoga, but like the whole philosophy of yoga, not just the physical form of it. Right. And so he made a comment, he drew certain comparisons and like pointed out certain personality traits of this politician. And one of our members, a core member, afterwards was like so angry that she was talking about leaving the community. And this was a guest speaker, not a member of our community. We just brought him in. Yeah. It's like, whoops, sorry. Yeah. Like I brought in, obviously wasn't the best fit. But that was enough to push that person to the point where they were like, I'm thinking of quitting or leaving the community. Wow. And I was bummed to hear that. But at the same time, I'm like, well, you have to have a certain level of tolerance for other people's views. And when you say something that might offend me, I'm going to give you grace and I'm not going to quit. I'm going to lean into it because that's the whole point of this project is to
lean into it, learn from it, and be able to share that experience.
Yeah.
Or at least accept it in a different form.
Yeah.
So maybe not the way that we see it, but being a little bit more cautious with how we, take that. Because we're always really quick to judge. Humans are so quick to judge, so quick to point the finger, so quick to not take the liability or the responsibility. Mm-hmm. It's always easier to, throw it on someone else. But like what I found by being there is that, a lot of open-minded people that are willing to actually listen and not take it as, personally as you should. It doesn't sink in. And I go back to comedy here in Victoria, and I've done comedy in Montreal and Winnipeg, and I've done it in Ontario. I've done it all over the place. And in British Columbia and Victoria, I have found it so difficult because of the people and the way that their brains are. We're all tree huggers, not all, but we're mostly tree huggers. We're all for saving the animals. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but you don't go to a comedy venue with that attitude. You can't, right? You got to have some thick skin. They're jokes.
Right.
We're gonna say some stuff that's gonna offend you.
That's the point.
Right, to elicit an emotion out of you is what we're trying to do. So when people are like, you shouldn't be talking about, there's some really interesting comedy. I like dark comedy. Mm-hmm. It's just who I am. I've liked guys like the Carlins and
Carlin was
intelligent, brilliant, masterful.
Oh yeah.
Guys like Lenny Bruce, guys like Mort Saul, guys who started all of the, they fought the authority, they fought the government just to be able to speak their mind. And I find that we're becoming more and more restricted in what we can say, which is now I have to consider your feelings. And that's, I understand that that's part of it, but not in that venue, not in that world. When I go to the center, I'm more than happy to listen and want to know where you're coming from. That interests me.
Right.
I'm not here to oh, well, your view on this is totally off. I don't want to do that. I want to give everybody that grace. You always say that we have 2 ears for.
Oh yeah,
what is it?
2 ears, 1 mouth. So we should listen twice as much as we speak.
That is so. You should get a shirt,
dude. That's for me personally. I always tell people, like, I share that with people, but that is rule number 1 for me, especially in these types of settings, like right now, because my original personality is such that I love the sound of my voice, and I could very easily and quickly monopolize conversations, interrupt people, cut them off. Like, I know that's in me, so I'm very, very mindful of that, and so I'm always thinking, like, just shut up and listen. I know you want to say something. Just shut up the fuck up and listen. It's not your time. You talk enough, right? So, but in the circle, right, in the center of love, it's really helpful because there are a number of people who are like me and who are loquacious and they want to talk. And so it's like, okay, you talked already like 3 times. Let's let some of these quiet folks say a word or two, right?
Get them going. Right?
Yeah, try, because we want to hear from everybody, right? Everybody who's willing to speak and who's comfortable. But yeah, and it's interesting what you say about comedy, because yeah, I've been following comedy for a long time. I love stand up, and I recently haven't really been into it. But growing up, me and my friends were huge diehard fans of like Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, Chappelle Show, which was all racial humor. Oh, the entire Chappelle Show was all racist jokes aimed at everybody.
It was so good.
It was hilarious, and it like almost desensitized us in a way to race and racism in a way that may not have been helpful, to be honest with you, ultimately, like in the long run. Not that it like made me racist, but it desensitized me to certain types of jokes. And for better or worse, now when that kind of humor is brought up, it's like, I find it funny for whatever reason, right? And again, not like racism, but the way that like Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock would do it, and making fun of everybody. Because in a way, when you make fun of all races, including your own, it kind of delegitimizes the concept of race, and that's another unhelpful concept that is not actually rooted in reality. Right. So it's good for us to try. We have to try to like dissect and like destroy this concept of race and focus on the human race. And the human race being connected to all other life on Earth as well. But like, let's focus first on the human family. Let's get our shit together, and then maybe we can start treating like nature in a more rational way and loving way, right? That's not to say we shouldn't eat meat and all these things. It's just there's an ethical way of doing all this stuff. There's an ethical way of extracting resources. There's an ethical way of having animals that we consume, right? Because if you look at nature, there's a hierarchy to this thing, right?
It's the circle. Mm-hmm. It's the circle.
And we think like, oh, I'm just gonna eat soybeans. No, man, no. Like, dude, you're the reason your brain is big and sexy like this and not like a chimpanzee's is because you started cooking meat, baby. You started hunting. You started eating mammoth ribs and saber-tooth steaks. And
life change.
Boom. Yeah, dude. Now you're throwing spears. Like, look at this, right? But all jokes aside, right?
It's true.
Well, I think it played a part in our evolution. I honestly do.
Absolutely. And speaking of that, you even see, like, I even noticed the huge difference in the kids that today are 12, 13. Like, I'll see 12, 13-year-olds. They look like full-blown men. Like, I'm like, what are you guys putting in your food? They got beards, they deep voices. Yeah. How old are you? 12.
And where's that coming from? Yeah. What do you think is the source of that?
I just think that's all the owners of the world just polluting the food source, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because if you think of the guys who maybe lived in the 1800s, let's say the pioneers or not the cowboys, but the country folk and stuff.
Frontiers people.
Yeah, right. Like they all ate healthy stuff. Mm-hmm. They had their pigs, their chickens, and they grew their. A 12-year-old still looked like a 12-year-old, right? Mm-hmm. They were all men in their 16, 17, 18. They started to hit it, and now it's like, man, I'm blown away. The guy's working at the grocery store is like twice my size. Doesn't drive, but he's got hands that can hold a basketball. Like, bro.
Yeah. What are they putting in the water, I guess? And how can I get two of that? Come on now.
How can you get two
of
that?
I will have what he's having.
Yeah, exactly.
But double.
How come I didn't have that back in 1982, you know?
Yeah.
Like, why did I have to be the littlest guy, hanging out with the big chicks?
Yeah, the big chicks.
I always had tall girlfriends.
Oh, yeah.
And my mom was always like, how come your girlfriends are always so tall? I'd just be like, I don't know.
Luck of the draw.
Yeah, luck of the draw, right? Just, got to climb a tree every once in a while.
That's hilarious.
You know, when you had a lot of girlfriends who looked like Christmas trees with no ornaments, right?
You're not short. I don't
Well,
think
no, but I mean, when I was young, when I was like 13, 14, I still hadn't sprouted.
Right. And you know, girls go through that growth spurt early, and you think like, "Wow, you're so tall," and then they stop growing forever, and you're like, "Oh, that's as tall as you're gonna get." I thought you were just hitting a growth spurt. No, that was it. That was the last bit.
I'm like 4'4", you're like 5'1", you're like way taller than me.
All of a sudden,
and then you're just like, man, I can eat soup off your head now. That's a whole other avenue.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about anything throw you off this week. Anything that you see that maybe made you question your week?
I mean, I work in a corporate setting, so there's always shenanigans. There's always things that make me question whether I'm an alien or not, or whether I'm insane, or like, am I the dumb one, or is everyone else? You know, not everyone else. That's not fair. There's a lot of great people in my company, but it's just, I think it's just all corporations. I don't think it's my personal company that's anything different. I think all corporations are a bit wacky. I think the environment, the hierarchy, the way they're organized and structured, their intentions, their goals, they're just it's laid out. It's a pyramid, right? Yeah, and it's just no vision, no creativity, no imagination, just looking at numbers and spreadsheets and targets, and it's just like, oh my God, you guys.
Do you think that people are designed for that? Do you think that people were actually designed? Listen, if you're an accountant,
elaborate.
If you're an accountant and you love numbers, right? And you go into work every day and you're excited that you're gonna go there and I get to count these numbers and be happy about my day. Mm-hmm. I'm fulfilled, right? But you know, the other 50% of the company who didn't really like numbers but took numbers because they thought, you know, this will be a half decent gig.
Yep.
And then after doing it for 3 to 5 to 7 years, that environment no longer, there's no thriving. Like you said, there's no more creativity. That's all drained from you. Mm-hmm. You're just looking at what pays my bills. I think it's designed to drain us. I've worked in corporate settings. I've done it, and bottom line. It's been very rare that there are a few corporate companies out there that have that mentality. They want to look after their employees. Mm-hmm. But remember, when they're saying that they want to look after you, there's a return there.
Yeah, it's an exchange. They're going to look after me, and in exchange, I'm going to give them 9 hours of my day.
You're going to give them your time.
Yeah.
And how valuable is your time? That's the question that always gets me. How valuable is my time?
How valuable is it actually versus how valuable, like how much am I willing to get paid for it, right? There's two differences there. How much do I think it's worth? How much is it actually worth, right?
That's right.
I think it was Adam Smith who said every item is worth what its purchaser will pay for it. So in other words, the value is another thing that's fluid and subjective, and it's not this fixed thing. And it's like, hey, if you say this thing, I just got back into Magic: The Gathering. I don't know if you've ever heard this.
What's this, like a card game?
Yeah. I started playing.
You playing that game?
I started playing it when I was like a kid. Okay, and then I stopped playing it for like 30 plus years. Right. And then my buddy got back into it, and he started playing it. And now I'm getting back into it, and he's showing me these things. Like he's like, oh, check out this card, and it's like the One Ring from Lord of the Rings. They only made one ever. And as soon as the guy pulled it from a pack, he sold it for like $50,000.
What?
Yeah. And I was like, this card, he's showing me a picture of it, right? And he's like, yeah, man, this card. I'm like, $50,000. He's like, yeah. I'm like, so to illustrate Adam Smith's point, like, yeah, it's worth whatever somebody's willing to pay for it. If someone's like, actually, I'll pay $80,000 for it, and then it's like, fuck it, this card's worth $80,000.
It's not worth 80.
It's like the talk of what things are worth from a monetary perspective is a really weird exercise because nothing is worth anything, but we think it is, so it's worth that. It's so fucking weird.
It's so true.
It's like, actually, it's worth 2 cows. I actually want 2 cows for that card. I'll give you the card, but I want 2 cows.
What was... Since we're on that... That's so weird. So, since we're on, what is the... I remember seeing Magic. What is the game? What's the game? Come on, man. What's the game about?
Brother, okay, you
know, like swords and sorcerers?
Oh, yeah, fantasy stuff.
What is it about?
Yeah.
teams. You got teams. You got like you got like offense, defense. Like what goes on?
Dude, I haven't played it in 30 plus years, and it's changed a lot because it's like it's been around for a long fucking time. It's crazy. But essentially what it is, you remember collecting like baseball cards
Yep.
and like hockey? Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you remember collecting cards, okay?
Yeah.
Well, you collect these cards, but instead of just collecting them and putting them in a binder or whatever, you take some of them and you build a deck with 40 cards and certain different types of cards in it, and then you go and you play other people. And there's rules and turns and then they just kept making cards and making cards and making cards. So now there's like, I don't even know how many thousands, probably tens of thousands of these cards out there. So you just build your deck and then you go play people, and it's a fun game because there's all like, it's been around for a long time, so it's expanded and it's got a lot of like nuance and strategy.
What would you compare it to in a game in today? Like today, like there's tons of apps and there's tons of games. Like, would you compare it to a Clash of Clans?
No, it's its own genre. It actually created it created its own genre of games, and now there are other games that are like it, but they're not the same. But they're collectible card games, I think they're called collectible card games, CCGs. Okay. So there's a bunch of them out there. There's like I don't know, Hearthstone and again, I'm a nerd, by the way. I don't know if you know this.
Hearthstone.
I played.
Isn't that at the bottom of your fireplace?
The cornerstone. Cornerstone. I'm a nerd, so I played Dungeons and Dragons growing up.
Okay.
I played lots of like video games, RPGs, so they're all like swords and dragons and sorcery and all that stuff. So I'm a big nerd in that regard. And so Magic, there's a bunch of these types of games out there, and I really wasn't expecting to talk about this because
you know what, it comes up. It doesn't matter. It's gonna be whatever comes up.
I bought a pre-made deck the other day, and I haven't tried it yet. I'll let you know how it is next time. I'll be like, the token Triumph, man. I fucking kicking ass and taking names with that shit. White and green. Oh yeah, baby.
He's speaking a whole other language. A whole other language.
Yeah, it's famous. If anybody's watching this and they don't know about Magic the Gathering, I mean, it's like they're gonna. Well, I mean,
where have I been?
Yeah, well, exactly. And I wouldn't expect everyone to know about it, but it's easy to find information if you're curious.
So does that mean within those fantasy realms that you're probably like a Game of Thrones type of guy? Did you watch Game of Thrones?
I watched it. I read the books. I read the books years before they made it into a TV show, so I was seriously geeking out.
Way better than in the books.
The first I would say the first like 4, maybe even 5 seasons of the show were like very true to the books, and where they weren't true to the books, it was for the better, because books don't always translate to TV screens perfectly, so you have to make some changes. Right. So there were some changes, but ultimately, all the way up until season 5, it was just as good as the books. Right. And all the like shocking moments that fucked me up when I read them, I was just sitting there watching, waiting. Oh yeah, Candace is like, "This is the episode," and there were so many of those moments, man. Whew.
That's so interesting. I never watched Game of Thrones when it came out, and I had my daughter grinding me for probably, I don't know, 7.5, maybe 8 years
to watch it.
Yeah, like Dad,
she liked it.
Dad, you got to watch it. And I'd be like, I always had this thing in my head. There's flying dragons, and I'm not a big. I do like the sword, like the old King Arthur type of stuff.
Medieval shit.
Yeah, like I like that. Templars and the Knights of the Round Table. I like that stuff, and I for some reason I had this notion that these dragons, these too much fantasy and stuff, and so I started to watch Game of Thrones, and she's like, "You need to check in with me every time that you've watched a couple," because she's like watched it, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. She's watched it over, and I'm like, "Oh yeah." And then I got to the episode where it was like season 4, so where they just murdered everybody, and like all my characters. Like she was like, okay, I think it's episode 8 of some season where they all went to this big thing, and they killed the baby, they killed the mom, they killed the whole clan, right? And I was like, she was like, after you watch, this is the episode you want to watch, Dad, but I'll just call me after you watch. I was like, you destroyed me. Everybody that I thought was gonna, and that was nobody was safe, and I guess that in a sense that's probably how stuff went. Right?
A lot. I think a lot of his inspiration was real medieval characters, like in history.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, but I think it was called the Red Dinner, the Red Supper, or something like that. Yeah, I remember putting the book down after reading that and being like, I'm not going to finish reading these books. What's the point? All the people are dead.
All the people that
Yeah. And then Martin, the author, he does the unthinkable. He turns Jaime Lannister into a sympathetic, likable person. So you've lost all your favorite heroes. He takes the worst fucking piece of shit scumbag of all of them.
That's right.
And then he makes him pathetic. They chop his hand off. He's getting abused. He falls in love with the big night lady. It's like, holy fucking shit! I'm rooting for this guy now.
I was rooting for him too.
That author is amazing. If he could just get his ass in gear and finish those books, I think the world would probably throw him a fucking parade. There'd probably be a day of celebration. George R.R. Martin Day, celebrated worldwide. Like, finish the fucking books, man.
He's so good. It was so good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I had no idea what I had missed for so long, right? And even right up until the end, and Jon Snow and how he was tied in, and I was like, wow. I was like, man, I didn't watch this like for 10 years.
All because you're racist against dragons.
I was totally racist against. I hated
fucking dragons,
fucking flying around. What kind of real shit? That isn't even real.
That's bullshit.
Right? The Queen of Fire. Who's she?
You gotta admit, it's still pretty badass. Even that part where at the end of the first season, she comes out of the fire and she's got. I was like, Jesus.
She didn't die. She came out with the eggs.
That's some crazy shit, man. Yeah, that is one of the best, definitely one of the best fantasy series that I've ever read, for sure. And it blew my mind when I was reading it the first time. It was just like, holy fuck, this guy's a genius. And the author's written a lot of other good books too. He's a prolific writer. He's done some good shit, but this is like what he's known for. So I think he just wants to go and write other cool shit, and everyone's just like, finish the book, George.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah,
no sympathy.
The stereotypical, almost actor does a role and then gets cast only in that. You know, that's what that sounds like, right?
It is, you're right, yeah.
You know, you could go out and write another book and be, but, you know, we like what you did with Game of Thrones.
Yeah, just finish it. I'm not asking you to keep going. Just finish, like, the last 2 books.
And then...
do whatever you want.
Is there more books hanging in the wings?
He's not done. So
what do you mean he's not done?
He's not done writing the book. No. This is why I said up to like season 5, the show was amazing. Season 6 and 7 almost ruin it for me, because that's when the TV producers or the showrunners, whoever they were that were making the show, they ran out of source material. So season 4 was basically the end of what had been written. Season 5 was stuff that he had written but not published. So we got to see like ahead of the series a little bit. And I was like, so like the fact that Jon Snow comes back from the dead, that wasn't in the books. That hasn't happened yet in the books. He hasn't even written that far.
Oh, okay. So they just started, let's
and then season 6 and 7, they had no source material, and then the storyline just goes... You can tell that they were just making it up.
Yeah.
So as soon as they deviated from the source material, it became an absolute train wreck. And it's unsatisfying in so many ways. The way it ended and stuff, it's like, oh my God, it's so painful.
But there were some satisfying moments.
There were.
Right? The guy, what was that king's son? The one that had the dogs. That he would feed the dogs to.
Oh yes.
That he would just
he'd like flail people, like peel off their skin, and
just such a bad motherfucker. That guy.
Yeah, that guy does he get his? I can't remember.
Yeah, she the red-haired Stark girl, the one who.
Oh yes. Sansa,
the one that ended up having to be with him.
Yeah.
Remember, she fed his dogs to him.
Oh my God.
She had him in the chair, and he was like, my dogs will never eat me. And she goes, well, they haven't eaten for like a week.
Oh, right.
And they were like, right. And then he just...
I forgot about that. That was satisfying.
Right,
for
that was satisfying for me, right?
That was good shit.
He beat up a few people, cut off Buddy's... Remember the other guy? That guy got beaten so bad.
Theon Greyjoy. That's another part of the book of the series that traumatized the fuck out of me, man. That guy, what happens to him is just so horrifying, and like you get he gets your hopes up that he's about to escape, and then it was just a trick, just to like further crush him, and you're just like, oh no,
poor Theon. Fuck. What was his name? He changed his name. He wasn't Theon anymore. They gave
Oh,
him a
yeah.
name. They gave him a name that he had to go by. Remember?
Yeah, it was like
Yeah,
something
yes.
demeaning, right?
Yeah.
Like Grimace or something. Ugly. No,
Yeah.
I can't remember.
He got
but-
done in.
He got done dirty, but he also did other people dirty. That's the kind of fun thing about that series, if you want to call it fun,
Yeah.
is that there's horrible things that happen, but in time, everybody gets theirs. It seems,
Everybody got
right?
theirs.
Everybody gets theirs over in time. You just have to wait.
I know. It was. I binged like 6-7 seasons, like just nonstop every night, 7 episodes.
Yeah.
Like starting at 9 o'clock by 3 in the morning.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah,
I'm
I
out.
can't stop.
No, I just couldn't stop every day.
Yeah.
But no, it was. I forgot. That was really good. I'm
Yeah.
glad that see that all came back
Yeah,
from magic, right?
Yeah. Fantasy,
Fantasy stuff.
Yeah, there's some good stuff out there. If you can open your mind and not be turned off by magic and dragons. If you like swords and like knights and shit, like, and you can just set aside the dragon magic stuff. There's lots of good stuff out there. Lots.
I was a Viking fan.
Oh yeah, that's a good show.
I like Vikings. I kind of like the Ragnar Lothbrok and the whole family at the end of it. But that's what I thought I tried to base that show on.
Yep.
And I think they came out relatively at the same time.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. So I was jumping on the Viking wagon versus the Game of Thrones wagon.
Equally good. Vikings was awesome too, obviously.
Yeah, but there was some really good. I'm traumatized with some stuff that went on the red wedding or whatever.
God. Yeah, that's what it was. The red wedding. That's what it was called.
Wedding. Yeah.
Brutal.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
So you do know that I'm racist towards dinosaurs? No, not dinosaurs.
Dragons.
Yeah,
it's okay. I accept you. Accept you as you are, my friend.
perfect. That's why you're the light.
You're not the first person I've met who's racist against dragons.
I don't know what it is.
Like, it's people who are like not into fantasy, right? It's got magic or it's got dragons or whatever. It's like, no, I'm not into that. But Game of Thrones is like Sopranos with dragons, you know?
It's totally like Sopranos.
You're gonna like it.
Everybody's getting hit.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Everybody's gonna get theirs in it. That was awesome.
I turned my wife into a nerd. Took a few years, but yeah, eventually I wore her down and she started liking it. She was like, "Oh wow, this is a really good show," or whatever, and it's like perfect. Now we can watch more like it.
I think I pushed something here. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you, but there's a little bit of
How about
hissing. That? Yeah, that's better.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, I pushed it.
Oh yeah, it's when you move it that it starts to kind of.
How about that?
Yeah, I think as long as you don't move it, it should be pretty good.
Oh, well,
or move it too much. It just does like a hissing sound when you move it, but then it stops.
But you can hear it.
I can hear it.
Yeah, I can't hear any.
No, of course.
You're a nice.
Oh, good.
That's
Excellent.
really great. Well, I'm glad the sound is good.
Yeah, this is a great setup, dude. You got like I can't. When you invited me into your garage that night, I was not expecting a full blown podcast studio. I was pleasantly surprised.
He was like, "Okay, man, what's this guy gonna show me?
He's gonna show me his car, his grow up. Like, what's he got in his garage? It's like, no, this is much better than anything I could have imagined.
What do you got going on in here, man? I was like,
It's brilliant. I love it, dude.
Well, I'm hoping that we'll get to use it quite a bit. Like, just slowly grow it. Obviously, nothing happens overnight.
No, of course.
But slowly, continually find people that we can bring in. I don't know if I'm going to keep a chair, or if I'm going to turn that into a sofa at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd like to have a few other people. I've met some pretty interesting people out here, right?
Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
And I'm sure that there's always somebody that you can put me on to.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? We've got to talk to this guy. But
absolutely.
But you got to remember that there's only going to be a few people who are going to be regulars on the cast. You've made it to be you're going to be a regular on the cast. You'll have to bring your. But you got to remember, you got to tell me what your take is on your day.
Okay.
Like something you ran into. Was there somebody that did something that you're kind of thinking like, really? Do people do that kind of stuff? And not work related.
Oh.
Just driving your kid to school. Why does that guy always park in the same spot? Like why? Here's a question for you. What's your take on this? I go pick up the kids at school. I go pick them up at Lakewood. I can say it probably because nobody's really going to know where Lakewood is unless you're from here. Why are there's people that are parking like at 2:00. Like there's never a parking stall. Does nobody work in this town?
You don't know the secret parking spot?
Well,
up my driveway to my house. Come on, brother. You don't have to compete with the peasants.
That's it.
Come to the high ground.
Just don't even park there anymore.
I'm serious.
Just come up there.
100%. You won't be the only one. It's open parking for 3 or 4 people.
But I'm telling you, It's taken me quite a while to figure out why are all these people parking here so early? Like, does nobody work?
Yeah, that's a good question. There's a lot of people that come to pick up their kids, right?
But at 2:00, they're sitting
Yeah.
in their cars looking at their phone, playing their freaking Candy Crush or whatever the fuck it is that they do in there. You know, I don't know what they're doing, but
Yeah.
they're in there. I'm like, man, I can never get a spot.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, they get there early. I guess it's an event. Got to get there early for parking.
It's an event. Selling tickets at the end of the street.
Oh,
for a
yeah.
parking spot. Here you
Yeah,
go.
dude. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start charging people
I
for
think
parking up
yeah,
there.
Well, that's it. Done. We're in trouble. I wrote a few things down.
Sure.
I wanted to. I want to ask you a couple of things.
Oh, yeah.
And then maybe you can give me your take on it.
I'd like to get your take on some of these as well. Well, let's hear the questions first.
All right.
Make sure they're not lame, but I'm
Oh,
just joking. I'm just joking.
Oh,
I'm sure they're gonna be great. I'm sure. No pressure. No pressure.
Pull that knife out of my back and we'll see how that. Let's go to these ones. I think it's this one. Okay, here's one for you. Question 1. If aliens landed tomorrow, what's the first lie you'd tell them about Earth?
The first
The
lie.
first lie you'd tell them about Earth.
Oh, okay. I think I'd tell them don't believe what you see. We're just playing a game right now. That's not what we're really like. We're not really like this. We're just messing around with you guys. We're just trying to pull a fast one on you.
Fair enough.
This is not really what we're like.
Here's one for you. What's your bare minimal survival skill?
Oh,
Bare
minimum.
survival skill.
I could probably build a shelter. Like a really shitty one, but it would keep the rain off my back for a night, I think. Yeah, I think I could do it.
All right. If your life had a narrator, who would it be and why are they disappointed?
The first person that came to mind was Morgan Freeman because
there you go.
I just think like he's the
His
best narrator.
voice, right?
Yeah. Why is he disappointed? Because my life's boring, and he's like, Oliver sat at his desk for 8 hours answering emails. God damn it, it's boring as fuck. You know, like I can't do his voice, but that's what it would be like.
That's awesome. That is fucking awesome. Here's one for you. What food would you fight someone for?
Oh God.
Or fight someone over?
Yeah.
What food would you fight someone over? Like the last thing on the table.
Yeah. Okay. Like so to fight them for
For-
that thing. Okay.
What would it be?
Probably tacos, man. Honestly,
last
I
taco.
think I'd probably fight someone for a taco if it came down to it. No, I don't know. I do love tacos. That's
If animals could talk, which one would roast you the hardest?
my cats.
Your cats.
Yeah,
would be-
100%. They'd be like, "You should listen to this guy the way he talks to us. He's such a bitch." I'm like, "Oh, you cute kitties." All day in front of people, guests at the house. I'm like, I don't care. I'm talking to my boys.
You cute kitty. Come over here to daddy, right?
Why are you the cutest?
Oh my god,
Yeah.
here's one for you. What's the dumbest injury you've ever gotten?
Dumbest injury. Oh, you know those red fire hydrants?
Yep.
And they have like that big bolt on the top of them?
That's right.
Somebody had put an empty cup on it. And I was very young at this age, like a grade 4 or something, right?
Yeah.
And I was shadow boxing, walking down the street, and it was in my apartment, and I went up and I went to throw a big kick to knock the cup off, and I hit that bolt with all my force. And it was fucking agony, man. I didn't actually break anything, which I'm surprised, but I think that was the worst, stupidest thing I've ever done,
Oh my god. Okay.
injury wise.
Injury wise, here's one for you. If you had to replace one body part with a household object, what's your pick?
What?
Sorry.
Body part
With
with
a household object. What's your pick?
Oh man, I don't know. My left hand with like a broom. So, yeah, clean up easy.
The cat thing.
Yeah, just like.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, how many questions you got on there? Let me ask you some. I want to hear some of your.
Yeah,
Okay, give me a turn.
I will give you a
Yeah,
turn.
yeah.
All right, let's do this.
These are good questions, by the way. Not lame at all.
No, if your phone battery is at 3%, what's your panic strategy?
Turn my phone off. Gotta save that last 3%, man.
Just in case. I'm building a shed out in the middle of the woods. I'm gonna need that 3%.
You never know.
Here's one. Which villain do you secretly relate to?
Oh man, which villain do I secretly relate to? I don't know, man. Probably, I think Magneto to some extent.
Magneto.
Yeah, Magneto. Yeah, because it's like I understand why he wants to like fuck all humans up because of what happened to him and like how shitty we can be. So it's like I can see his point. I'm like, yeah, I get it, bro. I get it.
You could be that villain.
Kinda. Yeah, I don't think I would go to the extreme measures, but
No, of course. Here's one for you. We're getting close to the end.
Mm-hmm.
What's the weirdest thing you believed as a kid?
the weirdest thing. Fuck, I don't know.
That you
dude.
believed as a kid. You know, there's only going to be a few that you would really think. You know, the Tooth Fairy is one, right? You know, Santa Claus.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know?
like that kind of stuff. Yeah, I can't think of anything. Probably, I mean, Santa Claus, but I didn't really believe in him for very long, if at all. I just like getting presents, so I just played along.
You never knew where they came from?
No, I knew where they came from. I saw my parents buying them, trying to be all stealthy.
So you weren't thinking it was a big fat guy coming down your chimney?
No.
How does that guy fit in there? Right?
No. I can't. I actually can't think of anything. I didn't really. Yeah, I can't really think of what I believed as a kid. To be honest with you, it's kind of weird.
Okay, last one.
Okay.
What's your totally useless superpower? Sorry.
Totally useless superpower. I sweat more than anyone I know.
That's your superpower.
I'm
you could just...
Dude, I detox. I detox. I sweat like after I go for a run or something. I can wring out my shirt and it's just like boo, waterfall. It's gross. I don't recommend it.
All right, I'll give you a few to do here.
Yeah, please do.
There's another side to the stud and the rapid fire intro questions.
Cool.
And then you can go from these ones if you want to ask.
Did you come up with these yourself?
Yeah.
Good job, man. That's awesome.
Some of them. Go ahead.
All right. All right, Joey.
Oh, geez.
Joey's open mic. 20 rapid fire questions. Where are you from originally?
Originally from Alberta. Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Cowboy country. Born and raised.
Excellent. What do you do for work, or what keeps you busy?
What keeps me busy? I'm a contractor. What keeps me busy is busting my fucking bag every day. Is what keeps me busy, right? Grinding.
The grind. What's your go-to comfort food?
Oh, my go-to comfort food would be bacalhau. You don't know what bacalhau is? Bacalhau de natas is actually the food that I would eat. So bacalhau is codfish. Mm-hmm. De natas is like of cream. And in Portugal, they bake the cod in these like scalloped potatoes with this like not like really a hollandaise sauce, but
like that kind of
like my ex-wife made like the best bacalhau natas. I even remember one time at Christmas she had made some and asked. She said, "Hey, can you take some?" I go, "Yeah, I'll take some of that." And I brought it. And I remember Steph having some with me, and she's like, you know, even though she's an ex-wife, maybe we'll just keep her for the bacalhau de natas.
That good. You mind inviting her out so I can try some of this? I'm just joking.
She's long gone. She's long gone.
Yeah. Your phone locked on me. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's because you take too long.
I know.
You don't know.
Bob, you have to explain to me what this bacalhau.
Bacalhau. So bacalhau. Hey, and you hear that all the time. Remember in The Sopranos, there was bacalhau?
No, I don't. I've never watched The Sopranos.
What?
Yeah, I've never seen it.
We'll have to come back to that after these questions. All right. You did not see The Sopranos?
Not yet.
Oh my god.
I've had limited access to HBO for whatever reasons, so I feel like it's like I haven't watched a lot of HBO shows.
Oh my god, you have to. Go ahead.
Yes, coffee or tea?
Coffee every day.
Morning person or night owl?
I would probably say I'd like to be a night owl, but I just can't sleep. So I guess it's just that's what happens. Right? You can't sleep, so I'm up. So
you're not a night owl by choice. That's right. Understood.
I'm not a night owl by choice. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Can you sleep during the day then? Not really. You just can't sleep at all. I'm a morning person and a night owl.
I just, I have a really small window, and normally that's the way. If I'm out by 8, I'm up by 1, and then if I'm asleep by 3, I'm up by 5.
Oh my god!
It's like, it's really, I used to sleep really well in my younger years. Mm-hmm. I could sleep till 9 o'clock, or even on a Saturday sleep in.
Yep.
It's like once you hit 50, other than obviously your eyes start to go and your joints start to go shit. Like the shit, I'm telling you, when you get there, you'll see, like, the shit you were reading before is not going to look the same. It's like, what the hell is that? It's true.
Dude, I think I'm Benjamin Button. I think I'm Benjamin Button.
Just going
I'm going.
backwards?
I started off with like super thick glasses. I got LASIK. My eyes have been perfect for like almost like 15 years now.
Wow.
I had more injuries when I was younger than I do now, which is kind of weird. Like I used to blow my back out all the time playing sports, and now I'm doing more, and I'm not.
Jacked.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Well, you're jacked.
Well, I do things, and I don't get injured. So it's like I'm aging in reverse, maybe. I don't know. But anyways, that's
super cool.
I'm sure I'm aging in reverse, but I'm going to start aging in the right order again soon.
I told you, once you hit
Yeah,
50,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
you're going to be picking up that book.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it.
You'll be readers 1.25 going to 1.50.
I got to amp up my reading glasses to the next level here.
That's right.
All right, what's the last show you binge watched?
Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay.
Game of
So this
Thrones.
was recent.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
like this summer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
I
nice.
watched part of it. It was interesting because I was going to watch. I watched like the 6-7 seasons before I went to Portugal, and then we went to Portugal, and I had the Crave app, and I thought, okay, when I get there, I can just tie in Wi-Fi and watch it.
Yep.
Well, international waters. There's you don't get it. Like it won't stream.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
So, the only 7 episodes I downloaded for the flight to get out there were the 7 episodes that I watched. So when I landed, I was back at it again to get to the end, right?
Yeah.
It's like I could have watched it the whole holidays, but I didn't.
Yeah. Oh, well. Probably better to be enjoying the Azores instead of watching Game of Thrones.
It was really nice this time. To be honest with you, it was almost like a lot of the time going there and coming back in my lifetime growing up. There was always, I think there was a lot of there was trauma in it because most of my family or immediate family lived in Portugal. So my parents would go every 2 years. We would fly out every 2 years, be there for the summer and then fly back. So it would kind of be like, starting at a very young age, like 4, I was like at 4 and then 6 and 8 then 10.
Right.
So every time we would go out, it's almost like, everybody, the whole family, my mom's family, everybody was happy to see us, and then you were there for, a month, and then you had to leave.
And then you have to go back to Calgary?
Yeah, back to Calgary, back to the cold for the winter.
That's rough.
And you'd be like heartbroken, right? I remember crying and just being destroyed every time, and then just that whole thing throughout my lifetime obviously weighed on me. And then not for some strange reason, but almost I think with my age now and going back to Portugal this time, it's almost like I went with an intention of kind of letting that stuff go.
Okay.
And being like, okay, I know that all happened because it had to happen that way.
Yep.
But I went, and it's almost like I let that weight.
Nice.
I left that weight behind. Like
That's awesome.
Because I love the place.
Yeah.
And it was like, it always harbored these very deep, we have a word in Portuguese. It's called saudade. Saudade is like, it's like a heavy word. You can't translate it into English, but it's almost like it's the feeling, the smell, the moment, the people, the place and time. It's called saudade. It's just this one word that everything is. It's almost like you said. It's like all of the light in one place at one time, and that's what you carry. Like that smell of that bread is like, it kind of brings back, eating that bread at the table with your cousins and your family and the dog. It's like, so that whole word of saudade, you live with that, you take it back to Canada, and it's like, you miss that.
Okay.
You miss
So the word saudade has a positive connotation. It's a good thing.
It is a good
but that's what you're missing when you leave. Okay.
Right,
wow, interesting.
So it was always that. So this time coming back, it was almost I accepted that part of all of the history or all the stories of my life or all those moments that I spent there and came back and all that, all that shit that fucks your brain up while you're going, and just kind of left it behind this time and just took the island as that whole thing now. Now I just miss the island. I miss the place. I miss versus everything that was involved. So it was good for me to kind of let that shit go.
Yeah, good for
you.
you.
A long time. So
that's awesome.
And it saved me a whole ton of money in therapy. Instead of sit down telling somebody, I'm all fucked up because of soda, they'd be like, "What the hell is that?" Yeah, so
so instead you just decided like, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna put this down and stop carrying it around now, and then you did, and now you're good.
Yeah, but that's interesting how it.
That's Herculean, bro. It's easy to put something down, right? But how do I like let go of like a trauma or a belief or like animosity towards a person? Like it's the same as this. You just put it down and stop carrying it around, but it's way harder to do. So the fact that you were able to go over there and like actually put it down and then come back and you're good with it now, there's people that go to therapy for decades and they can't do that. They're just like, they just can't let go. They're like, I don't know how. I'm just holding on to this and I don't know what to do with it. And I'm not belittling or mocking those people. I know a lot of them. Most people I know are like that. But it's like, it's literally just like, just put it down. And clearly it's possible.
It is. It's okay to... I think it's... The whole part of it is convincing yourself that it's okay. To actually leave it behind. And not let it dwell within your freaking conscious mind all the time. Or in your subconscious mind, right? Like when you pull it up and... Because it... I just think that maybe for me it was that I had been carrying it for so long... that I just didn't want to carry the bag of potatoes anymore. Yeah. Like I love the place, I love the people, but it's I guess it's reality that you start to see I start to see the people, the family members, and they're all getting older, right? And people are passing, and I'm starting to I guess I'm starting to see my own mortality in some sort of way. And I mean, I think that we're just this little fucking speck, and it's what we do to keep ourselves aligned with the good morals and the good ethics and being a good human being. Like you said, like, I think it's those things that are the most important in life. I'm not going to leave a legacy. I'm not going to, in 100 years, fuck, none of this shit's going to be here. And you know what I mean? The house will be, but fuck, none of the shit that's in here that belonged to me, and nobody will remember.
You never know, but chances are.
If you're Mark David Chapman and you put 4 bullets into John Lennon, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You never know. You never know. There's this guy that I really admire and follow and listen to, look to for guidance, and he talked about that. He used to coach himself and say, like, why are you worried about their opinion of you? Because in 100 years, because soon you'll be dead, and then not long after that, they'll be dead too. And then anyone who remembers you will be dead. So why bother? Why be concerned with all these stupid, trivial things? Because it's all going to be over soon, right? No one's going to remember your name in a generation. Now, that was in the year 140 AD. So the fact that I know who this guy is, that I can read his journals, means that he was wrong.
Fair.
He was wrong. People haven't forgotten him. They're still reading up on him. They're still seeking his counsel. They're still talking about him. So you never know with you. You think, well, just, pretty soon I'm not going to leave a legacy. You're leaving a legacy right now. What you do now echoes in eternity, my friend. And you never know who's going to be watching this in 100 years and going, this was from the period of the pre-collapse civilization of the Homo sapiens. And you never know, right? This could be a documentary footage. You never know. I'm like, what is this podcasting?
Where are you going with this? What bus are you taking?
The short one, my friend. The short one. Riding it all the way to the loony bin, sir.
Oh, my God. Excuse me, I almost choked to death.
You never know. Yeah, all I'm saying is you never know.
Oh, my God. That is so good. It's true.
But it's true. It's a good idea to live with that sort of idea in mind that pretty soon none of this is going to matter, so you might as well make the most of this moment, right?
Totally, right? Live for the moment. Obviously, don't put all your money into crypto or anything like that.
Don't live for that moment.
Because that's not going to be a good one. We've done really good.
Yeah, we're at about an hour?
We're at about an hour.
Time flies when you're having fun, brother.
It really does.
This was a good time.
It was really a good hang. We got to ask some questions. We got to talk about a whole bunch of different things.
Mm-hmm.
We learned a little bit about magic, which I had no idea. Well, I had seen them, but I didn't know what they meant.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. I super appreciate that.
Yeah.
You're taking my fear of dragons away.
Game of Thrones did that, but
there's a whole bunch of
I'm here
healing
for it.
that went on here. You are the light.
You are too, my friend. You are too.
Mr. Light, Mr. Ollie, I wanted to thank you for coming on the podcast.
Absolute pleasure, sir.
I'm hoping to have you back soon
Anytime.
for part 2.
Mm-hmm.
Part 2 definitely will be touching on that Sopranos that you missed out on.
There's so much good content out there, dude, and there's so few hours in the day. It's like you just gotta like pick your shows and double down. I'm in. Sorry, I gotta finish this now.
You're like, I hope this is the one. Yeah. Right? I hope this is a winner.
Yeah.
Like, how many goals? Oh, but speaking of it, good. You watch Netflix?
I have it. Yeah.
Yeah, you have. Have you watched the new one with Eddie Murphy, Being Eddie?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god! Okay,
documentary or
it's like a it's a documentary kind of on time kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
About his life.
Okay.
And his whole goal. But I found it super interesting on just there was a bunch of stuff that I didn't know about him that when you get to a certain age, he's now like 64, 65.
Yep.
And so he's bringing out all the stuff of, the being poor and, the brother that, was the crack addict who ended up working for him and his mom and stepdad who took care of him. Like this whole OCD that you never thought. He was like, I had to check the oven all the time.
Wow.
Like, leave my bed, go check the oven, leave my bed, go. And then after a while, you're just like, look, I'm not checking the oven anymore, but still. It's just all this shit.
Interesting.
Like, you never know all these. We always get this visual of what the personas are.
Mm-hmm.
And we never get the real. It's not that we don't get the real take on who they are, but it takes almost a lifetime to then have them open up and share,
Yeah.
So they live this whole life of solitude and the like celebrity and fame. It's so man, it can make or break you, man.
Yeah, well, I think it probably does both to most of them. It probably makes and breaks them, right?
So
isolates them, and then they become mythologized. They become like heroes to us, and to your point, we think that they're perfect or whatever. We don't realize that they're just humans, and they have their own foibles. And I think we're starting to realize that more nowadays because of so much information, social media and stuff. We're starting to see like celebrities in a new light. But for a while there, they were kind of like, worshipped and...
Yeah, they were the false gods.
Yeah.
They were false gods that everybody was like, oh yeah, this is. But it's it was
people pretending, like people pretending for a living. We're paying people to pretend to be something else. Like you're a secret agent now. We're gonna pay you $50 million to make these movies to pretend to be a secret agent. You're not even an actual secret agent. You're not fighting terrorism. You're not like foiling terrorist plots. No, you're just pretending for our entertainment. Entertain us.
Yes, totally.
Fake secret agent.
You're gonna jump off this plane and land on the bus.
Yeah.
No, I'll get the stuntman.
Yeah. Yes, please. Only Tom Cruise is crazy enough, and it's because he's level 5 Scientologist. He's like, I can do all my stunts. Nothing can happen to me. I'm a level 5 Scientologist. I'm just making that up. They have levels, though, and you hit certain levels, it's like you're immune to the common cold. Like this level, yeah. Well, that's what they say. I mean, I don't actually think it's true, but
some reading on that.
Scientology, very interesting.
I didn't know that. But wasn't that Ron Hubbard?
Yeah, Ron Hubbard. Yeah.
Yeah, but wasn't that like a spaceship type of thing?
Well, I mean, he was a sci-fi author, so it's kind of interesting that his religion is like aliens that came and dumped spirits into the thing, and like I don't know the real story, but it's sci-fi for sure. Sci-fi. Yeah. Okay. We can talk about it next time. Yeah, I'll introduce you to robots. You got over the thing with dragons. The next frontier is robots. We'll get you there.
Listen, Joey's Open Mic Podcast. Thank you, Mr. Ollie, for spending some time with us tonight.
My pleasure.
This was a great time. Good hang. We'll do it again soon. Have a great one.